Yeah, the move. Whatever hand you hit, you move to that side. Left hook, boom! You gotta think of throwing punches. Your job is to throw punches.
A dog with sheep, it will become a sheep.
Anthony Joshua is training with Mike Tyson to get ready for his fight with Jake Paul. He has been learning older boxing techniques from Tyson's trainers to improve his skills. Right now he is focusing on his game plan, moving fast and hitting with power. His training camp is working hard on strategy and fitness to make sure he is ready and in his best shape for the big fight.
Yeah, like he's been doing in the gym, coming forward, punching to the body with his hard punches and bringing it to the...
Anthony Joshua revealed how Mike Tyson inspired him, especially with his power and discipline. Anthony Joshua shared that Mike Tyson inspired him with his strong punches and strict training. Now, AJ uses special neck and shoulder exercises that Tyson used. He says these workouts help him get stronger, stay steady, and punch harder. It shows how learning from legends can change the way he trains.
This is another neck exercise that I got from Mike Tyson. A lot of wrestlers do this. Quite dangerous, actually. Physios don't like this type of stuff, but it's good for neck conditioning. It's called neck bridges. And it's flexibility and strength at the same time. So it's a really good exercise if you want to strengthen up your neck area.
Mike Tyson told Anthony Joshua that he is an amazing fighter. He said the best way to get better is to keep fighting. Staying active in the ring helps sharpen skills, build confidence, and stay in top shape.
What advice would you give to somebody like AJ?
That he has a lot of talent and not to get discouraged. He only loses when he quits. When you quit, all the doors of opportunities close. You know what I mean? You just got to be, you have to be game. And then don't get discouraged if you lose. Listen, you just lost, you may have got $30 million. I just think the more time you lay off, the worse you get. You have to fight to be the best. You have to do it more and more and more.
Anthony Joshua is training very hard and adding parts of Mike Tyson's style to his own. He does special neck rolls and strength workouts to get tougher and stronger. He's focusing on fitness, speed, and technique. These exercises help him punch harder, move quicker, and last longer in the ring, showing how dedicated he is to improving and winning.
Bro, my physio's looking at me like, what the fuck? I can see you looking at me like, fuck, please don't fuck you. Hey, if it goes, at least you're here anyway. You know, 43,000 tuned in. Oh, mate. I know I started this shit.
Mate, just want to set up the physio table, put the flats on it.
Anything.
Get back up there.
I'm easy, boss.
Eat.
Showtime sent me a lovely picture of me, the donkey and microphone interview.
Eddie Hearn says he is sure Anthony Joshua would beat Jake Paul if they ever fought. He explains that even though Jake Paul isn't a top boxer, people shouldn't think the fight would be super easy for Joshua. Hearn reminds everyone that Joshua has beaten tough fighters before like Francis Ngannou, who is very skilled. This shows that Joshua wins because of his hard work, training, and talent, not because he fights weak opponents. Hearn says Joshua's power, technique, and smart planning make him strong against any fighter.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But, as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world, make the fight.
Nigel Benn is worried about how entertainment-style fights are affecting real boxing. He says that when celebrities or social media stars join the ring, true boxers who train their whole lives don't get the money they deserve. He explains that real fighters often earn much less than the huge amounts paid in big crossover events that go viral. These flashy fights get huge crowds and sponsors, giving big paychecks to people who may not have the same skill or experience. Ben believes this trend hurts the sport because it takes attention and rewards away from hardworking professional boxers.
I want to ask you, bit of rumours around today, Anthony Joshua and
Oh
Jake
no, no,
Paul.
no, no. I'm not even really entertaining that. It's just not. Being a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, it's I don't know, YouTubers. I'm not really into all them influencers coming in there, and there's like some boxers that really work their butt off, don't get paid like what these guys are getting. And Anthony Joshua being a former world champion should be fighting like someone in the top 5, top 10. So I ain't really got much time to talk about that.
Do
Not
you think it's
interested really.
bad for boxing?
Well, not bad for boxing. If people want to pay to watch it, then who am I? I'm just giving you my opinion. Who's not worked his way through the ranks to earn that shot at the former world champion? No, not at all.
Australian boxing. Who are you a fan of? Obviously got good fighters out there.
Joe's my type of fighter. He's very spiteful, and it's just another level, really. I don't think there's no better cruiserweight around. Joe's the man.
Oladipo says the fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul could bring a huge amount of money. He believes it wouldn't be smart for Joshua to turn it down because he could make close to $100 million. For a fighter as skilled as Joshua, Jake Paul isn't a big challenge, so the risk is low while the reward is very high. Oladipo points out that chances to earn this much money are rare in boxing, even for champions. He says Joshua can make a lot of money with very little risk because Paul doesn't have much experience.
I get it, right? If someone knocks on your door and says, do you want to fight Jake Paul for 100 million? You're like, you'd be stupid to say no. No, I don't want that 100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Like, well, why are you going to turn down 100 million? AJ should and could, should knock out Jake Paul in a round. Like if Jake Paul was over here fighting under our British Boxing Board of Control, I don't think it would be a Southern Area Cruiserweight champion. AJ is a former unified heavyweight champion of the world that I still believe is a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Like AJ should be able to destroy him. AJ is going to be 60 pounds or so bigger than him. AJ hits like a truck. AJ is a better boxer. Like this is a no contest from the beginning.
Many boxing fans are very upset about the idea of Anthony Joshua fighting Jake Paul. They think this matchup is an insult to real boxing because it puts a skilled heavyweight champion against a social media star with little real boxing experience. Fans also worry that if Joshua takes this fight, he might miss a chance to fight Tyson Fury, a much tougher and more serious opponent. To them, the fight seems more about making money than respecting the sport. Social media is filled with people saying they're frustrated, and some fans worry that Joshua's legacy could be hurt if he goes through with this match.
If indeed Anthony Joshua gets in the ring with YouTuber Jake Paul, and that's what he is, YouTuber Jake Paul, would you watch it? Simon, before we take some calls, with this seemingly in the pipeline, can we safely say goodbye to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury?
Well, I think it's done anyway, judging by the mood music that seems to be coming out from various camps. If you listen to Tyson Fury, he seems to be, despite the fact we've danced this dance before and walked this walk before, he seems to be talking in a very different way. There's no hyperbole. It's, I'm done. This is a younger man's game. I've done my bit. I'm at peace with where I am in life. I don't need boxing anymore. But not in the flash for cash way that Tyson often does it. In a more earnest way is my understanding of his sort of thought processes. So with that in mind, it almost feels that that's off the table anyway. Who knows? The draw of the enormous amounts of money that this one fight can generate. This is the one fight that can really get everybody paid. I mean, the two protagonists. Whatever Usyk takes, tragically for him, he wouldn't even get anywhere near as much money as potentially being offered for the Fury-Joshua fight.
What would earn AJ more of a pay packet? Fighting Fury or fighting Jake Paul?
Well, I would think tragically fighting Jake Paul.
God, what is that?
Because the revenues, because it's a Gen Z, TikTok generation that wants to watch sport in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's nothing critical of them. It's just the way that it is. And that's the circumstances of social media and the platforms that people like Jake Paul are able to cross over. It's not a case of people in the mainstream should be dinosaurs. The digital world and those opportunities and those platforms are marvelous places. And you know, you heard me talking about Mark Goldbridge the other day and the commercial deal that he did with the Bundesliga. And we can be sniffy about their level of content, or we can accept that there's a place for everybody. It's interesting that still the digital world and that sort of space, which is the YouTube platform.
Analysts say Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua is a much bigger challenge than his past fights. Before, he faced older or retired fighters, but Joshua is an active top-level pro who fights the best. This means Paul must work harder on training, strategy, and focus because he can't fight someone past their prime or inexperienced anymore. Analysts note that Paul is still the underdog, but this fight gives him a real chance to show his skills and improve.
Maybe even bigger than the Mike Tyson fight. It's hard to say really. Tyson was a big name, but it's going to do numbers regardless because Joshua is a big name and then people are going to be tuning in to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Right now, Eddie Hearn talks about Jake Paul taking this Joshua fight.
I mean, my estimations of Jake Paul would go through the roof if he signed to fight Anthony Joshua, because I just can't believe in my mind that he would do something like that. I mean, Gervonta was a smart one because of his size. Like, you know, I think actually he would have had a lot of success against Jake Paul, but the size is a problem. But this would just be, you know, like if Jake Paul was to take the fight with AJ, you'd really have to maybe carry his balls in a wheelbarrow on the ring walk, you know, because AJ wouldn't mess around in there, you know. So it would be huge, but nothing, you know, to tell you it's close, just a few conversations so far.
Damn right, if Jake Paul takes this fight, he's got some major balls on him. And I know people hate influencer boxing, but come on, he's not fighting an old, retired, past the prime MMA fighter. No, he's fighting a legit boxer who's massive, 6'5", 6'6", jacked, 240, 250 pounds, shredded, power puncher. Do we need to remind ourselves of what Joshua did to Francis Ngannou? Francis Ngannou was coming off a pretty good performance over Tyson Fury. He didn't get the win in that fight, but you could argue that he did actually win that fight. And Ngannou, throughout his entire MMA career, in 4-ounce gloves, very rarely got hit. He could take a punch. He's got a big, fat African head. Big, thick neck, traps, back. He just can't really be hit. And look what Joshua...
Shane McGuigan doubts that Anthony Joshua will really fight Jake Paul. He thinks the idea is kind of silly and questions how it could actually happen. Even though people are excited and the media is hyped, issues like contracts, promotions, and risks could stop the fight. McGuigan also says it might not make sense for Joshua if he wants to keep his reputation as a serious boxer. His comments show that many in boxing worry about putting money and entertainment ahead of real competition.
Before we wrap this up, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul reports. What do you make of it? And if we were to see AJ step in with Jake Paul?
I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, I think it's fast. I just don't see how it's going to materialise. I didn't think the tank fight would materialise, and it didn't. And you know, it's all good saying that you're going to box somebody, and then but until literally they're on the ring walk and in the ring, and I'm not going to believe it.
Away from AJ, what do you make of the Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. fight next week?
It's an interesting fight. Haney's up at 147. He looks good. He looks physically good. It's mad to think he's only 26 years of age. Confident-wise, I don't know what that Garcia fight took out of him. Because yes, he tested positive afterwards, but I believe that his Achilles heel is punch resistance, and I think it'll be interesting. I don't know enough about Norman, but I think definitely test him, and maybe Devin Haney will hold a better shot now. He's up at 147. But yeah, it's an exciting matchup. I think it's a genuine hard fight for him.
Analysts say people are starting to see Jake Paul differently in boxing. Before, he was mostly seen as a celebrity or social media star, but now he's gaining respect as a real boxer because he's fighting tougher opponents. This change is making fans, trainers, and commentators take him more seriously and respect the effort he's putting in.
I'm just saying.
Well, I feel like the one that I was mostly from you was the Anderson Silva one. Where Anderson Silva had like one sick round where he's like, whoop, whoop, doing it what Anderson Silva does and missing everything and cracks him and whatever. And then he just like the next few rounds, he's back to like just getting his butt kicked by Jake Paul and walking around, doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think these guys are actually getting dropped to like faking. I think Jake Paul actually has that kind of power. I just feel like they kind of know the deal.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. I make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, not as much money as me, but you make more money than you ever would. So you take it. It is what it is. But I don't know. Kind of sucks to see all these legends, right? Like of the sport. Like you don't want to see that. You don't want to see this guy is losing to freaking Jake Paul.
I will say I loved everything about the Tyson fight in the lead up, and then as I'm actually watching it, I'm like, all right, this is actually fucked up. My bad.
Yeah, it's like senior.
Even when he turns around on camera in the interview in the boxing room.
People are starting to respect him more because he trains hard, learns boxing skills, and takes on tough fights. This could help his career, letting him face stronger opponents and bigger matches in the future. Analysts say that even though he is still learning, being taken seriously is a big change and shows that crossover fighters are starting to be respected in boxing.
That he probably knows some other stuff like
how much Anthony Joshua made.
Is he in debt? Does he have to do? They know these.
There's an outside motivation to want to do it. Yeah.
And then that's probably why guys like Tyson or whatever would like, well, yeah, I need to pay some bills. Let's do it.
It also gets their name back out there, like in a big way.
And it has to be a big enough name that people are interested at all. Yeah.
And I think at this point, Jake Paul is taken a little more seriously than before. Like if it was the first fight, I think it's a lot different. But then at this point, I think it's more like, oh yeah, it's a thing. It's an exhibition. It's
a model.
Yeah. This has got to be big money because even Anthony Joshua's last fight that he lost, he reportedly earned about 25 million pounds. And when he fought Francis Ngannou in March, he approximately made $50 million.
Wow.
So like rumor mill has it so that Jake Paul is set to potentially Jake Paul might earn 92 million from the Anthony Joshua fight.
That's all for today's video. See you next time.